Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Comfort Zone. My name is James English. You know me well. It would appear that I'm alone today, but I promise you I am not. We have our co-host, who you know. I'll shoot him in. Sir, sun's out, guns out? Sun's out, guns out?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, sun's out, guns out. Mr. Sprav is here with me in the studio today. Mr. Sprav, how are you doing, sir?
Doing well, man. Doing well. A little fatigued.
Okay.
But I'm doing well.
All right. Based on your attire, would we say you are coming from the gym?
I did take a shower. But yes, I just feel fatigued. So I wanted to stay comfortable today. Is that okay, James?
That's fine, man. That's fine. So we have a special guest today in the building with us. I will let her introduce herself. She is near and dear to me. Yep. But a little bit about her. She will be interning with us this summer here on the Growth Mindset Network, Beyond the Comfort Zone. We are excited to have her. And so without further ado, what's your name?
Hello, everyone. My name is Catherine Alves. I am a junior political science major and journalism minor at Florida A&M.
Yeah.
Fantastic. She is also, she also plays another role. What is that other role?
Oh, I'm also his niece.
Okay,
yes.
That's the most important role.
That's the important one.
She is my niece.
Yeah.
My oldest sister's, one of my oldest sister's children, and a twin.
Yep.
Yes, the older twin.
The older of the twins. That is always important to say
Yes.
when you're a twin, is that you were first. Mm-hmm. So fantastic. Okay, so we have the crew today, and because we have Catherine here with us, this summer, as we've been really getting her involved in learning more about the channel, it sparked some very interesting conversations. And, with all of my nieces and nephews, when they come home from school, I try to always kind of lean in to understand what's going on right now in the world, in this generation. How are they seeing things? How are they approaching things? And so today we're going to spend some time having a cross-generational conversation.
Yeah.
And the focus of the conversation is going to be very, very much so on, if I'm in college today, and Gerren and I have kids that are coming up through school now, but as kids are in college today and they're planning what the next phase of their life looks like, getting their perspective on the world has proven to be a very fascinating conversation. And so we thought it would be great as we introduce her to the channel, and she'll be in and out of the camera and working a lot behind the scenes. But we thought it would be a great way to really hear from an active college student who's got 1 year left.
Yes.
1 year left. So on the cusp of getting out into the real world. How is she seeing the world? And how does that contrast to how Gerren and I maybe have saw that same world when we were about to be done?
Sure.
Or the way we do today?
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Sprout?
Absolutely, man. I love it.
Yeah. So let's get into it. So to replay some of the discussions we had as you were kind of onboarding with us.
Yes.
This conversation of what is the perspective of a college rising senior today? And what I'm specifically talking about is you're about to launch into the workplace.
Oh, wait, I'm a junior. Sorry.
Oh.
I'm going into my junior year. I'm sorry. I wasn't clear about that.
Going into
My
her
bad.
junior year, we stand corrected. I stand corrected.
You need that extra time, guys.
But going into your junior year, okay, so you're still relatively close. You're within 2 or 3 years of finishing now.
Yes.
Okay. What is your outlook on your future? When I say future, I'm not talking about 10, 15 years from now. I'm talking about 5 years. What do you see as the steps and the environment that you'll be graduating into?
So I don't want to use the slang version of work hooks, and I don't. But it's not looking very bright.
Okay.
Because I know I have friends who already graduated and still don't have jobs.
Okay.
Still living at home. Not quite the standard we all kind of pictured. But But then just the job insecurities and just even getting internships are now like nearly impossible. It's like
Yeah.
Lord of the Flies
Yeah.
against other people just to try, getting those resources, getting those recommendations from just professors, from professionals. It's hard.
Yeah.
And even with all of that, people can do everything right or everything right in our eyes. And like, the roadmap, take that roadmap and still not be able to get a job.
Yeah.
So that's why I hate that question. They're like, what are you doing to do in 5 years? I don't know. I'm just trying to get a job. I got rejected from every single fast food restaurant around this area. So that's
Interesting.
Yeah.
So you are, again, for the audience, you go to Florida A&M University.
Yes, I do.
You have you're in school, you're home for the summer.
Yes.
And you applied to fast food restaurants in the area.
Yes.
And you couldn't get on with a fast food
No
restaurant.
fast food, no supermarket, no, not anything.
It's a problem, man. Come on, man.
I'm
Come
listening.
on,
I'm
man.
listening to this, right? So a couple things. So when you talk about getting a job, you're talking about just as I'm going through school. I just want to be able to be employed.
Yeah, mainly because we prefer an internship, but once again, very scarce. Like every year I go to the career fair and it's just less and less companies come and it's
Yeah.
quite sad.
Yeah.
And especially for my major, like normally we would try going to a politician's office,
Okay.
work in the government, Florida, we're at the Capitol. We
Right.
should find internships. Not the case at all. It's less and less every year.
Yep.
And it's becoming like exclusive even. It's like, oh, you have to know the right people. You gotta know da-da-da-da-da. You gotta talk to them. Like, forget emails. They don't answer those. So you just gotta go in person. But even then, not guaranteed.
So, there's always been a little bit of that, right? Always been a little bit of it's who you know, it's who your
Yeah.
parents know, what connections can you make?
Yes.
And I would say the difference I probably felt was I had the privilege of interning at a company that, I had relatives that worked for.
Yes.
In one case. Not that we didn't have other opportunities, because back then, companies were coming to historically black colleges and universities truly like looking to recruit from the campus. They saw it as an untapped resource. And so it wasn't back then, we weren't even thinking about it being diversity. It was just another place where there was a group of talented, educated people that could be a benefit to the company. And so I know that today, and this is not a political statement, but I know that today a lot of companies are shying away from it because they don't want it to be framed as DEI. And so they've maybe pulled back. But I mean, it is new to me to come home from college with clarity on what you want to do and have zero opportunities to even intern for free
Yeah.
someplace to shadow or to
Yeah.
get experience. Like, none of those opportunities exist right now.
No, not even. I didn't even look for paid internships. It was just I was looking for unpaid. Doesn't have to be here. It could be anywhere. I just applied to everything in relation, paid, unpaid. Shoot, if it was unpaid, I'll still be grateful. None. Crickets. They don't even answer back. Like, oh, we're not going with you. Nothing.
So
Just
James,
silence.
Yeah, yeah.
one thing that I want to add, right? So when we were getting out of college, and we're talking about early 2000s, passing your resume on to someone that you knew was actually a thing, right? You could actually pass your resume on, and someone would take it and push it through to the hiring manager or someone of that sort, right? Now everything's running through the system. Right, so it's running through AI. It's running through the system. And listen, we're not going to go there. No.
Okay, folks. Okay. He said it.
I don't
He
want to
said
go
it.
there so quickly.
He said
but
it.
I'm just
Okay.
simply saying though, James.
Okay.
It's true though. It's true.
It's a process now. It's less of let me give you my referral, but you got to run it through the system to see if it even qualifies. And even that, the qualification is kind of, as what you 6'7", right? Yeah, right. You don't even know, right? So,
Oh man.
I don't know, man. It's tough. It's tough for them.
I mean, look, a lot of things going on, man. If I were to put myself in this environment today, right? So you brought up one, AI, the proliferation of automation.
Yeah.
Man, the prospects of, learning to be an analyst, learning to do work where you're gathering data and making sense of it, and then putting that information forward. And that was the pathway
Sure.
for so many of the corporate or company, like Fortune 500 or large company entrance, that was the entrance way. You were an analyst. And through that process, you learned about the business. You learned about decision making in the business. You understood the mechanics of what made the business work. And now that a computer can do all of that for you, here's what I'm seeing. You don't even know how to ask questions anymore.
So while you were speaking, I didn't want to jump ahead, right? But I was thinking about conversations I was having with my nephew as well as with my daughters right now. And my daughters are, you're talking about 13 and 12, right? So I'm telling them the fastest way in is by asking, being very curious and asking some really, really good questions. Because when you start asking questions, all of a sudden now people start to realize, like you're thinking. Right? So no longer is it just a black and white, ink on a paper where we're looking at your resume. It's like, no, this person is curious about us. They're understanding our problems so well that they're asking the questions that make me think, I want a little bit more of this. So that's kind of why I've been digging in and sharing with them. Go ahead, Catherine.
Yeah, I do want to add, you're kind of right, because even in my classes nowadays, you know how they're like, oh, raise your hand if you want to say something, or can anybody answer this? Nobody raised their hand.
Interesting.
I mean, I got dubbed like, oh, Catherine, go ahead and, you answer the question, because from day one, I was always taught, like you said, ask questions, raise your hand, and ask double, triple. If you don't understand, keep asking questions. So on the first day of class, she's like, I'm not calling on you because I know you're always going to ask a question and you're always going to be involved. So she did not really ever call me.
So here's the fascinating thing about where we find ourselves. So if you're watching this, hopefully you have seen the episode Gerren and I filmed on AI, because in that episode, we talked about the differences we have in our use of AI. And so I'm a novice user. That's important to say. But I'm starting to get a little bit more proficient as it helps me in my business. And when you're having to do as many things as a business owner, entrepreneur has to do, AI is a wonderful tool. And I was working with my company's summer intern, who also happens to be the twin, my other niece. And we were working and doing some things in AI. And she's working on an initiative for me, a very important proposal that we actually present in the next few days. And I was watching her work with AI, Gerren.
Yep.
And I was watching her type very simple prompts. And I said, okay. I said, explain to me what you're trying to get. She's like, oh, I'm just trying to, work. And what she gave me as an original kind of output was very generic.
Okay.
And I walked her through it and I said, you know what? Let me just pause. Hold this for a minute. And I pulled it up, started typing. I typed the prompt. My prompt was this long. I hit enter. And then when it came out, I printed it out and gave it to her. And I said, compare the two. And she came back and she was like, yeah.
Okay.
So even with AI, the inability to ask a good question limits your ability to extract the knowledge that it has. So this fatal kind of flaw that's being introduced into this generation, according to you, I'm not criticizing generation, but this fatal flaw of not being able to be inquisitive, to engage, and most critically, to ask good questions. It doesn't matter how smart the AI is. You will never extract from it.
You're not prompting it right. Yeah, go for it.
So would you say it could be connected to critical thinking? Because there has been a huge decrease in that.
150%.
Tell me why you say that, though. A huge decrease.
Okay.
Decrease.
So how I interact with my peoples, I don't want to say it can be boring sometimes, but I know, like, once again, I'm a poli-sci major. I love talking about modern events. I talk about books, movies, but then I go into it, right?
Okay.
I'm talking about, like, I guess it's, generic and kind of boring.
Get nerdy.
But like, for example, this morning my mom was like, she went to a concert last night and they were celebrating John Williams. And as she was talking about it, she was commenting how me and my brother were like so deep into the lore of John Williams. She was saying, oh yeah, from this one war movie he made. I was like, oh, The Patriot. And from, the one about, she doesn't really say the movies. Yeah. So she's just describing the movie. I'm like, oh, you're talking about da-da-da-da-da from this year. And what I've noticed in my talking to some people is that they don't really go deep into some of the lore of anything.
No.
And it's quite sad because
No. Let's get into it. So it's a I would say it's a generational construct. We growing up, including your mom.
Yes.
Okay. We absorbing movies and all that was a fringe activity.
Yeah.
We just love to watch them.
Yeah.
We love to be entertained by them. This idea that I'm finding depth in them, I would say is something that's come along more recently.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that there weren't movies like Roots that had and Color Purple and things that had a true story behind it.
Deep.
But those are stories that we understood because learning history, hearing from our parents and grandparents, we understood
Yes.
that that was just the life that was lived back then. And these movies were depicting it, right? And there was the connection to it that felt natural. So I didn't feel like I was learning something new from the movie.
Yeah.
What you're describing is looking at something and abstracting it to learn principles, to learn.
That doesn't happen that much anymore.
No. I hear you, but I'm saying that's what your attraction is.
Yes.
And your brother's attraction
Yes.
is to go deep and to extract things, to find the hidden meaning.
Yes.
You said that people aren't doing that anymore.
No.
Tell me more.
Okay. Trying to be nice. Let me think.
Absolutely.
I love my peoples. I do.
Go for it.
But it gets kind of boring sometimes. But that's why I love talking to people within my major. Another thing that connects to it too is people are disconnected. They don't want to know because they do like, oh, I'm in my detox season. I turned off my TikTok. And mind you, most of us get our news from social media and from what we find on TikTok, which is a debate on in itself. Is it reliable?
Sure.
Regardless of that, they rely, because I go so deep into it, they rely on me, unfortunately, well, my friends, to, they're like, Catherine, what's going on in the world
You
today?"
spoon feed them.
Yes.
You tell them what they should know.
Yes.
That is where we are today as a society. Full stop.
Okay.
No notes.
Really?
It's hard to describe, right? Because Gerren, I don't feel old. I was telling Chris, it's my wife's birthday today, and I was asking her last night, "How old are you?" And she told me, "I was like, oh man, come on now." I got mad because I'm like, we're getting that old. I'm right there with her, and so rolling back the tape for our generation,
Yes.
Catherine, when we heard the news, when you would go between ABC, NBC, CBS, and even CNN wasn't really a thing back then, so just the major channels, you would hear the same thing.
That is true. Yes.
You would hear the differences would be this reporter may have had this additional contact and added a little wrinkle, right? And then on this stage, they added a little wrinkle, but the base of the story was fundamentally the same.
Okay.
And so there was a trust in the news people on the television telling you what's going on. They didn't used to tell you how to feel about it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
They would just tell you what was going on. And that is a huge difference
Okay.
between then and now.
Yes.
Ooh, you're right. Because I know, well, one thing for starters is, sorry to cut off, but I find myself getting most of my news from independent sources.
Okay.
So I kind of shifted away. I mean, I still do occasionally go to like CNN, New York Times, but like I got off Washington Post because, moral stuff. I got off of, a lot of the major corporation stuff. But then I also tell them, I guess I do kind of tie in like how you should feel about it. Because also I'm a big like environmentalist. It's another big passion of mine. So I'm letting people know all these things, but then I'm also adding, my own opinion
Sure.
into it, which is a little biased, and I shouldn't do that if you're a
not that you
professional
shouldn't do it. I mean, they're coming to you. It's your opinion.
Yes.
On the news that you have, or the research that you've done. So it's going to come with tainted.
Correct.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? So that's fine.
Your finger's on the scale of opinion
Yes.
as it pertains to that. And that's fine. And again, this is about how your generation sees the world they're walking into.
Yes.
And so when you highlight the fact that people look to other people they know and trust
Yeah.
to tell them what they should think. Trust has been transferred from the person on the television
Yeah.
to the people in my circle. And why that is so interesting
It is interesting.
is because as the people on the TV have got more polarized,
Yes.
people connect with that polarization.
Yeah.
That polarization then influences their circle. And then when they look to the people in their circle
Yes.
as the people they trust to tell them how they should feel about it,
Kind of. Whoa.
So
Okay.
James, so Catherine, you should know, right?
Yeah.
So when we are discussing a topic
Mm-hmm.
within our group, we would, like, if James watches something or reads something, or I do the same, we would receive it.
Yeah.
We would put it into the chat
Yeah.
and be like, yo, take a listen to that and we'll talk about it later. Right?
Yeah.
It's because I want him to get his own opinion of it.
Yeah.
And then we talk about it, right? And sometimes we argue about it.
Yeah.
This is my point. This is what I'm seeing through this message, da da da. And we're beating it up in the comments.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not any one of us that's tainting the group.
Absolutely.
We have a healthy discussion about
Correct.
it.
Yeah.
So what are you seeing is the difference between that and
Well, what you described, Gerren, is how we connect. It's
Yeah.
how our relationship is formed. Our relationships aren't all formed due to similarities.
Yeah. Right.
We're both black men. We're within the same age range. We have similar interests in travel and other things. Like,
Yeah.
we have a lot of things that go with that. But Gerren and I are very different people.
Yeah.
We are wired fundamentally differently. But part of what keeps our friendship group together is this idea that we can have a good conversation.
Yeah.
And through everybody's independent view of the same thing, we now see different perspectives
Yes.
Yes.
that don't come up when I just come and ask you, what do you think about this? And I literally am asking you
Yeah.
what you think. I'm not asking you what you think about it to learn another perspective. I'm asking you to think about it because I need somebody to tell me what to think about it.
Oh, okay. Huh. I don't. Wow, that's actually cool because I've noticed that because I have like a separate friend group,
Okay.
which they, although we're all like sometimes a little older, a little younger, but it's a very small group of us, but we're all around, we all have similar interests, you know, what things going on in the world, international relations, yada, environment. And that's exactly how we talk. But then when I talk to people at, different friend groups and even sometimes other family members outside of that, and they'd be like, no, I actually haven't heard what's going on. I'm like, I explain them the situation and they're like, oh, should I be worried?
I mean, they're waiting for your opinion.
Yeah, exactly. I just like, bruh. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
Yeah.
And so I feel like now what I do, since that's the type of world I live in, that's people around me, I just have to find the people who keep up to date with the news, like kind of just find a whole separate friend group who I can talk to people like that. And that's why I sometimes find talking to people respectfully kind of boring because I either don't know, don't care, or just like, oh, okay, cool. And so it's like, yeah, I just feel like it's normal now. I just have to find different friend groups for different things.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
How do you feel your generation got to that place? Because Gerren and I talked a little bit about it being our fault.
Yeah.
And when I say our fault, it's our generation who would have birthed kids in your age group and below,
Yeah.
right? And it is a shocker and a surprise to me, always is, when I hear the lack of just interest and intrigue that bonds and binds people together in your age group.
Yeah.
And this idea that I can be my own person,
Yes.
but yet I don't even know what that means. How do you feel like you got here?
I would say it's a combination of the lack of critical thinking taught in schools.
Okay.
Because like every year I have older classmates telling me, oh, nah, y'all don't know how the struggle. Y'all don't know, like they watering down everything for you. Every year I keep hearing that from the upperclassmen. And also about maybe just the lack of communication with each other and how we kind of, I don't want to say we're to ourselves, but like I said, a couple of days ago, like we don't really know how to talk to each other. And also with social media, dabbled a little bit into it, mainly because, I don't want to say social media keeps us apart. I would just say that now we're so used to 5-10 second reels. So we're like, get a little bit of information. Get a little clips. All right, move it. Little clips, move it. And so what we see is very tailored.
Yes.
What we see is very like
Curated.
And
The
like,
whole idea of an algorithm is just bananas. But
yeah,
you go,
exactly.
sorry.
So they only get exposed to whatever the algorithm shows them.
Sure.
So with all that combined, I don't want to say their mindset is a little like very, 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 I don't want to say small,
Limited.
but like limited. There it is. Very limited, because what I did in my algorithm personally is I have a couple of news sites, a couple of environmental activist sites. So because my whole thing is I really want to know what's going on around my world and around me, what impacts me. But a lot of my generation, I don't want to say they couldn't be bothered, but they got other priorities.
Like what?
Like getting by, trying to get gas. I was talking to friends this morning.
Mode.
So yeah, we're all in survival mode right now.
So that hasn't changed. When I was in college,
Yeah.
we were 100% in survival mode.
Okay.
I remember driving around with tires so bald
Yeah.
that when I would stop at the stoplight, you could smell the metal
Dang.
from the car slowing down because metal was hitting
That's
the road,
common. That's common. Yeah.
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
I remember like, okay, I got rice, I got a little bit of this, I got a little bit of that. And we would invite people over with only that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that was seen as you got a lot
doing
going
good.
on. You got a lot going on.
Yeah.
So the idea of struggle
During college
is
years.
Well,
not.
I would also like to add that we are exposed to way more now. And since we're exposed to way more now,
What do you mean by that?
like with the use of social media, I mean, we see almost every single bad thing that's going on in the world
Okay.
at very lightning speed. So we're constantly exposed to, what's going on 24/7. So a lot of us are just like, oh my goodness, our mindset is now like, man, we're just fried because
Okay.
we're all.
I see where you're going with that. So
Yeah.
James, yeah. Okay. So in late 90s, early 2000s, we did not have, although we had the internet, we didn't have this kind of access, right? So you saw your world. So my brother and I, we roomed together for all of my years in college. And yes, we would have the rice with gravy with onions. That made it feel kind of hearty, right? With coleslaw. And that was a hearty meal, grillers, that type of stuff. Anyways, but the idea was we saw our world, just our friends group, and a little bit out of the outskirts. You now get to see the world.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody.
So you start thinking, I see what you mean when you say like we're cooked, because you're like, man, it has to be better over there, but then you see it and it's not. So all of a sudden it's like, man, this whole world is.
Yeah. So here's the piece of this that here's the other side of that.
Mm-hmm.
You do see it all at once.
Yes.
But one of the things you're being robbed of the most is history.
Yes. I do agree.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because if you had a relationship with history that was as connected as your relationship with current events, you would know that everything we're experiencing today
happened already.
Okay.
Of course.
And the world still did what? It still turned.
Moved on. Yeah.
It
Okay.
moved on.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Yeah.
So this
yeah.
let me find the right word. This anxiety, this generational anxiety, because it's worse now. Everything I'm seeing, all the bad that's happening is so, I'm experiencing all of these things. I heard something the other day that was it blew my mind. Slavery in this country was over 200 years.
Yes. Ago. Wait.
Okay, no.
I mean, sorry. It
Long.
had long.
Okay.
I know my history. I promise.
All right. See what I mean?
I promise.
No. Okay. We had a brief period of Reconstruction where things were good.
Yes.
That was a short period.
Very
a
short.
few
Very
years.
short.
Okay. We've had 70 years. There's been 70 plus years of Jim Crow. And then we've only had the Civil Rights Act for like 60 years.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. And it kind of already.
200 plus years of some of the worst stuff to happen in human history, to a brief period where like, oh, we made a mistake,
Yes.
to, oh, we made a mistake thinking we made a mistake, to, okay, let's put in some laws that make this thing better. And not even this week, 70 years of Jim Crow, less than 70 years after that,
Yes.
there's efforts to try to pull that
Pull it
back.
back.
Yeah.
Yep.
And sorry, continue.
No. So as you look at all the stuff you're seeing,
Yeah.
right? Let's look at the wars in the Middle East. Those have been going on,
Yeah, forever.
Ever. right?
Yeah.
The distrust of places like Russia, political, all of that
All
stuff's
had
been
happened
going on
before. Yep.
forever.
Yeah.
So what makes this generation feel like it's different?
Definitely the lack of history, because
Okay.
it's so funny. I was talking to another history major because I also really like history, and we were bonding. Like he asked me, "What's your favorite part of history?" And I was like, the fact that it's basically the same thing going over and over again, but in different fonts.
Okay.
And so,
like that.
but the problem is a lot of people, once again, don't know history. That's a very good point, because I'm like, oh yeah, this happened before sometimes. And they're like, really? But it hasn't happened to us, before. And, in our heads, we're like, oh, this is thing of the past, thing in the history books. Because mind you, we grew up in we call it Obama era.
Right.
And the stability of Obama era.
Right.
So we're like, growing up in class, they were like, oh my gosh, it's very empowering to have the first Black president in office. And so they're like, oh, we're going the right way in society. It's all uphill from here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until it wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're all like, okay, it was prosperity, but it's just a little setback. But then, it keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And so we're all like, oh man,
We're cooked.
we're cooked. Yeah, it's over.
So again, this idea of being cooked, right? It's
Yeah.
it's a generation of people looking for folks to tell them how to feel, according to you,
Yeah.
not having a relationship to the realities of some of these windows of time when things were worse.
Yes.
Do you realize your grandmother came to this country in a Jim Crow era?
That's what she told me. Yeah.
Your grandmother, who's still walking around.
Crazy. I'm
Okay.
like, oh my goodness.
Okay.
Yeah.
My great grandmother, grand,
Mm-hmm.
her parents were, I believe, part of the generation where slavery was still a
Yeah.
thing.
I think what the Caribbean slave trade or.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even other parts, because the slave trade wasn't just the Caribbean.
Oh, yeah,
it went
no,
all the way
it was
South
everywhere.
America
Yeah,
and
it
all
was
that.
everywhere.
So my great grandmother, who I remember very, very clearly, her parents. She was born in like 1890 something. Grand, I
That's
believe.
crazy. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to go back very far. How quickly have we lost the sense of history? You're saying you're cooked, and you have people walking the earth who you
Experience
engage
way
with
worse.
every day that are looking at life now and chuckling. And the reason why Gerren and I are sitting here like, okay, yeah, we kind of get it, is because we were directly connected to these people.
Yeah.
What we grew up in was an understanding that things were still working themselves out. They hadn't worked out. Your generation, and this is where I think we failed.
Yeah.
I don't think we connected you guys to that stuff as clearly as we were connected to it.
Nah.
Maybe because like you said, man, they grew up in that generation of hope, right? So even our perspective on what the future held shifted a bit, right? We started leaning into this thing.
I don't disagree with you.
Right?
I don't disagree.
There was a healthy in the back of your brain, like there's something here. Just sit there
Okay.
and watch. This is
Okay.
a case study in action,
Uh-huh.
right? But man, there was a feeling of like maybe we're turning a leaf, like we're going somewhere, right?
Right.
So I think in turn we imparted that measure of hope onto the kids.
But did we tell them the story? That's where we failed.
I hear you. Yeah. Agreed.
Like
Agreed.
what led up to that? Like what was you were born into this era where your first conscious president was President Obama, right?
Yes.
And you're like, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, like this is okay.
Yeah,
this
like,
is,
yeah,
this is how
this
it's
is it.
always
Yeah,
been.
exactly.
I know about history, but no, that stuff. Now we're in a place where
Yeah,
it's
we're
going to be
better
different,
now than we were
different
back
going
then.
forward. But unless you understand the causality,
Yeah.
unless you understand the history, your ability to interpret the present is greatly impaired.
Yeah.
And that doesn't change.
People don't know. People still, I remember freshman year of college, I was still teaching people how the government works.
Yeah. There are people in government that don't know how
They don't know how government works, and it's quite sad.
Yes. All right. So the outlook is cooked.
Yeah.
There's really
bleak.
not a sense of connection. There's not the desire to go out and gain friends and have an opinion of your own and to be able to contribute to a broader conversation
Yeah.
about how the world should work and what the future of that world should look like.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to ask you another question. What do you believe is guiding your generation forward? Because you are about to take power. Your generation is coming up.
Yeah.
By the next election cycle, you will see more and more of your age group starting to be in local politics
Yeah.
and state
Oh,
politics.
yeah. I'm seeing that now.
What is guiding your generation forward? What is giving you hope? How are you trying to save and spare and create a world for yourself where you can have jobs?
Yeah.
You can have a future. You can create an outlook. You can create a pathway.
Yeah.
How are you? What? Tell me about that. I am curious, genuinely.
Honestly, what do we have hope in?
Do you believe you can change it?
I think we're too late. I think we're at a point of no return in terms
What
of
does
like,
that mean?
in
We
terms
just
of,
had the
like-
history conversation.
Yeah, I
What do you
know,
mean?
but no, I'm
I
curious,
know.
It's
I
this
got it.
doomsday thinking. It's a generational anxiety that I do not understand. And
Maybe it's because since we don't know history that well, and I try like to learn history because that's one of my passions. But like, how we don't really exactly know how to bounce back from here. Like as even like what I'm seeing is like a constitutional deconstruction. Like we're seeing like the foundations of our society just
okay.
shave off.
So you're not wrong.
Yeah,
But you're seeing that done by 80-year-old people.
that is true.
What is your generation doing about it?
Well, there's some of us who are trying to get, like you said, get into local politics, and so we can start changing slowly but surely. Because none of us are 35 yet, so none of us, can run for president or anything. But I know I have a lot of people trying to get to office. Like I know Maxwell Frost was the first one. Really cool. Actually, for an intern.
I think they're trying to take out his district.
They
by the
are.
way.
They shrunk it, and now they're trying to eliminate completely.
Yeah,
it's tragic.
That's tough. He's a good guy,
He's
outspoken guy. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah.
So like I see a lot of us getting into politics, which is great. I know on the road trip I did, I interviewed this one lady. Her name is Blair Amani Ali. She informs people of like, what's going on. She's like the Get Smarter in Seconds lady. So she helps like, inform us, the rest of us, about things going on in life and kind of like the stay woke, like the real stay woke.
Yeah.
Not the now, woke culture thing.
The commandeered term.
Yeah, the commandeered term, yeah. What it originally meant back in the day. And then a lot of us are honestly just taking it one step at a time because a lot of us are kind of just like, okay, we're fried, but right now we're just trying to see how we can continue.
Okay, Sprav, you got something?
Yeah, I got a question, man. So by you asking Catherine this question, are you just curious about how their outlook on what leadership looks like from their perspective?
Yes.
Because I don't want to make you feel as though we don't have a burden ourselves, right? Because we get to bridge the gap between those 80-year-old men,
100%.
right? And this younger generation that's coming up, and we have a duty to them, I believe, man, to stand up and do something.
No. Totally agree. So, but what I'm saying and suggesting is, Sprav, we weren't. I won't disclose your age.
It's okay.
But it's people in her age group that got Obama elected.
Yes. I mean, that was a little bit of us.
It was us.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm asking the question.
Got it.
If her group doesn't feel passionate enough about what's happening in the country to create new momentum, whatever direction that momentum is, they feel powerless to create that momentum because they're not coalesced in the mindset that it's not going well. We're not doing what we should be doing. We're not creating opportunities for people of all walks of life. We're not representing the underprivileged, no matter what skin color you have. Like, there's so much now, more than probably in a long time, I'll be honest with you, to feel convicted about. If your generation doesn't feel that passion and power to go change the direction, then there won't be change agents, even in my generation, right? My age group, Gerren's age group, to go and actually bring that to life.
Yeah. Actually, from the last election, like, I was one of the people trying to get people to vote. A lot of people disconnected. They're just like, oh, I either hear they're both bad. I either hear, what's the points?
Right.
I hear, what's it called? Just things like that.
It
doesn't matter. My vote doesn't count, which is so tragic to hear. Because then I'm like, bro, that's the last thing we really have. Like, that voting is the tool to make change. But it's been devalued. Somehow, somewhere in our education, they lied to us and told us the vote doesn't matter.
And the fact that they look at the presidency as the only power behind it, right? There's so many things that are happening locally. Where if they do not vote, it impacts them even greater,
more. Yeah.
Right now, So
a lot of people don't get taught state and local governments. They don't get taught like the importance of. Honestly, I didn't even realize the importance of it until I took what's it called, state and local government, because I learned more about it because they didn't really teach us local governments within elementary, middle school.
Yeah.
Like that's something you have to learn on the side.
Yeah. Local governments, unlike the presidency, where it's an electoral college system, local is all numbers. It's a numbers
That's
game.
it.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
So
it.
you can change the tide of a city, a community, just by getting people to show up.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, polarization and division creates this broader apathy, right?
Yeah.
It's, man, that election didn't go my way, or this didn't go my way, or that didn't go my way. I'm out. I'm just gonna
Yeah, just draw back.
focus on life.
Yeah.
Focus on
Touch grass.
survival
Yeah.
mode, touch grass, or what have you. but again, you're missing out on what our generation had.
Yes.
And that was a desire to, we heard the stories of our parents. We heard what they were born into.
Yeah.
We knew the civil rights era well. I mean, that was growing up. That was like recent history. I don't know if you realize, even for your mother,
Yeah. recent
history, right?
Yeah.
So as recent history as you studying the original Iraq War.
Definitely.
Facts. Yeah, yeah.
That's wild. That's
You get
It's
that?
right there.
yeah. It's
As recent
Not
history
even-
as you studying the first iPhone
really
or the internet.
okay. That's really.
So
really
imagine that. Snap the line
Yeah.
at when your mother was in early years of school. That's how close civil rights was to her. That's how close the assassination of Dr. King was to her.
crazy. Cause what when she?
I don't want to disclose your mother's age.
Yeah, I
but
know.
It,
I'm thinking about it in my
it was
head.
tight.
It's
It was
crazy.
tight.
Wild.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the fact that these things are all now history
Yeah.
and they don't feel current.
Well, yeah. It's kind of like we're now getting back into it for us to relive it. Well, this is me speculating. For us to relive it, and then we're gonna all of a sudden be like, "Hey, we don't want this anymore." Like I know they said our generation. I forgot where I read it. Oh, we're gonna probably restart unions again. Maybe. They're not 100% wrong because like right now a lot of us are shifting back into trade school. I have a lot of friends who are either in the military
Trade schools
or back
the
in
way,
trade school.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even those who went to college, but then have to go into trade school so they can get,
job.
a job. Yeah. So, and since we're in there and, there's pretty deregulated right now. So, and, we're like pro work-life balance, 8
Yes,
hours
you
sleep.
are. Yes, you are. 8
Hey, I
hours
stand
plus,
by it.
plus of sleep. Move to Europe. They do it well there.
do a lot of that, yeah.
Yeah. Everywhere has their challenges, but yes, you're not
Yeah.
wrong. Okay. So effectively, this idea that your generation, I'm gonna say it in this way, is due for an awakening.
Yes. I honestly can agree with that.
There is something that will spark or trigger you to get you to come together as a group
Yeah.
and to find a purpose, even if those purposes are dueling, to find a purpose that you are passionate and motivated and like pushing forward to try to bring to life.
Yeah.
Do you believe that?
Yes. But I also believe, I know I was talking to somebody about this at school. They're like, we need like a new MLK, need a new leader so we can all rally behind and kind of push for change, which
MLK during MLK's time was a radical dude.
yeah.
And he was very good at creating visibility to his cause.
Yeah.
He was very open and convicted to taking the punishment of that visibility.
Yes.
And it ultimately cost him
His life.
his life
Yeah.
at a young age. MLK was not 40.
No, he was not.
The pictures looked like he was, man. We were aging
Y'all
in a
aged
different
faster, man.
we aged in a different. It was the photography, the cameras, okay, because he looked older than that.
He did.
Yeah.
But he was 38 or something like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, another MLK is you're putting a lot of accountability on somebody,
By one person, which is not exactly fair.
and who's to say that person doesn't exist already?
That's true. I mean, I know when Maxwell Frost first came, a lot of us were like more encouraged to go into office. Like a lot of us are reaching that age, and even young. I think the youngest I saw was like 18 running for office. That's crazy. Like we're like, whoa, we could do that? Like no way. Obviously, the rules are different between every state and local government, but I guess realizing that it's a possibility is pretty new to us, even foreign for most people. Like, in our heads, it's like, oh, that's older people stuff. You do that when you're close to retirement. You do that when you're 60, when you're, like 40s, not when you're young. So I guess now it's starting to shift. I do see that shift of like more people are like, oh my gosh, what's going on? Because a lot of things are impacting us. Like, gas prices, grocery prices, things that directly impact us. So now we're like, okay, we're starting to, I know some of us are trying to wake up. They're like, this is not okay. It's not sustainable. We can't live like this.
Right.
Now, where's it going to go? I don't know, because I feel like my generation is just split in half. We have the, like you said, polarized, and then you have the, drawback, I'm going to live my life the best way I can, And I don't blame them because a lot is going on. But I don't know. I feel like my generation's also very distracted because with these social media, our short attention spans, which I think is deliberate, so people won't know their history, like you said, and to kind of just eventually, be able to walk on over us. That's just me personally.
And the irony is you have more history in the palm of your hand.
Bro, I was thinking the same thing.
Like, it's literally Google. Google is so easy.
It's your interest.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not the availability.
Because I'm thankful for the internet. And
100%.
Like I get to dig
To
into
our
so many
generation?
different things.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Brother,
we have to read
books, encyclopedias, man.
Like
Jeez.
now, if I'm doing a research project, I'm just like
Done. Information.
Catherine,
Yeah.
there was a day and age, I kid you not that long ago,
Yeah.
when if your family couldn't afford the
The
latest
Encyclopedia
encyclopedia books,
Britannica
any research paper you had to write was out of date.
Yep.
That's
100%.
crazy.
And those books were already out of date. when we got
Correct.
them.
Yeah.
Correct.
Jeez.
Okay. There were people who would come around to your home
Yep.
selling books.
Yes. In my lifetime. 100%.
That's crazy.
Selling
So-
books. Okay. So
Yeah.
so this is what we're talking about here. Our fascination with it is the ability for all of this knowledge to be consumed in one object. So yes, there are people in our generation that have taken it to the extreme.
Yeah.
But it's because it's novel for us still. Okay, it's novel.
Yeah.
No internet. First computer in the home.
Yeah.
Internet, dial-up, email.
Yeah.
High-speed internet. Wi-Fi. The ability to have.
Y'all knew a time when it was gone. When it didn't exist.
What do you mean?
Like y'all lived through when it wasn't really
Available.
available. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've always had it.
Yes.
Almost always.
It wasn't even a concept. This was Jetsons. Our version of the future was this cartoon called
Oh,
the Jetsons.
the Jetsons. Yeah.
Where people are flying around, they talked on phones that weren't connected to the wall, and
Or like the little watches.
we
and
sat as
stuff.
kids and just like, oh my gosh, will that ever happen? Parents are, but Jesus is gonna come before that, so don't
A lot
worry
of
about that, kids.
There's a lot of that for
So the fact that we are now in a situation where we've seen all of that come to life, man, is still novel. It's
cool.
It's incredible what humans have been able to do in a very short period of time.
I believe it. It's kind of funny because now I started going to my library when looking for research related stuff. And a lot of us, I don't know if you heard of cyberdecks before.
No.
Okay, so this is trend on TikTok, right? It's how people, they're like, oh, we're reverting back to old ways using flip phones.
Okay.
What's it called? Creating cyberdecks, which is kind of just like,
Cyberdeck.
yeah, cyberdecks. They're kind of like almost like a phone, but smaller, and it's like DIY, so you can make it however you want it. It's like a little portable,
Okay.
like
Like
you can,
make your own cell phone?
yeah, but then you can use it for games, books, like,
Okay.
etc.
And the purpose of this is?
Because we're trying to disconnect. We're trying from our phones.
Okay.
Because and forms of media. Because we're, like you said, super into it. We always known it. We always used it. But now we're like kind of sick of it.
Okay.
Kind of want to revert back. We want our attention spans back.
To what you've heard about.
Yeah.
What you've never known, but
But we never know.
because you guys came out with iPads.
Yep.
And you
I
were
had a leapfrog.
Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
very quickly replaced with an iPad.
That is true. Yeah.
And your ability to know how to use those, like that dexterity came at a very young age.
Yeah. I remember my dad first bought one, and he would never let us touch it because he's like, you're gonna break it.
A very young age. So yes, you've lived in this highly digital world. So the fact that you are trying to go back to the retro
Yeah. Wired earbuds are coming back now too.
Wired earbuds. Soon it's gonna be cassettes are gonna be like
Coming back.
like
People already trying to get cassette tapes, DVD. People surprisingly didn't know what one was.
Cycle.
man.
I tell you, it's a cycle. It's a cycle.
It's fascinating. This conversation is so interesting to me because you are one generation removed, and the perspectives are so different.
It's drastically different.
And understanding your own power, understanding the fact that, as I look at your generation, the thing that I would see as the rallying cry is the fact that people in my generation and older are trying to eliminate jobs, are trying to eliminate full career paths, are trying to downsize companies. And
like white collar workers.
Correct.
Yeah.
And so if I am, but we're still trying to convince you to go to college.
Yeah, which is weird.
And spend all the money.
Very
and,
contradictory.
And do all, it's a business.
Yeah,
it's a business, right?
Yeah.
So that's where I see, had this been happening people would have been in the streets for that.
Yeah, that's another thing. None of us riot anymore. Like I keep telling you guys,
Not
I'm
riot.
Like, okay,
It
I'm sorry,
has
we
to be
can't
that
say riot.
No,
not
riot connotes something different.
Yeah,
You don't have
I'm
demonstrations,
sorry. No
marches.
Rioting. Rioting is not okay.
Rioting
guys.
is not okay.
We don't come together. I mean, here's the thing. A lot of us, like, I love the. Oh wait, no, never mind. It's too political. We don't exactly come together as much for the. I don't want to say for the little things, for the things that are big, are important for us, but.
What do you come together for at all? Other than concerts, Coachella.
Not even that.
I mean, not even Coachella no
that's
more.
been coming off.
That's
dying out too.
It's just influencer people. It used to be about music.
But that's what so
anymore.
many people in your generation want to be, influencers.
I mean, yes, because it's like a form of what's it called? What's the word?
Income?
That, and also form of expression as well. Because
expression.
And also people use it for mental health because they're like, oh, I would like to, yeah.
James, don't go down that. Don't.
My face changed.
I know. I'm like, oh
countenance
shoot,
change.
I started something else.
We'll edit that. We'll edit that.
No, leave it alone.
Face out.
That's fine. That's all good.
You said people. So let me just be clear.
Yeah.
I'll close my eyes here.
Yes.
You said people become influencers for their mental health.
Some do, yeah.
To hurt it or help it? Let me
To
just be
help
clear.
it. To benefits. Because
Gary, would you have guessed that? To benefit their mental health?
I told you I wasn't going there. So I'm looking off. All right.
Okay. All right. Keep going.
But what was I saying? Besides the using social media.
Yep.
Yeah, he asked the
Influencers.
question like, how do you guys come
Yeah.
together?
Influence-
And once
yeah.
you guys come together.
So it's become like very specific. Like I know every year I go to conventions with people who have similar interests with me. We all come together, commute, have fun, but then that's kind of it. So we kind of do it based on our interests now and not exactly for political change. I think the only recent one is probably like the No Kings protests.
Quite a bit of people came together for that.
Yeah, they came, but then
What age group is pushing that?
Wasn't y'all?
No.
it's not us, it was millennials.
Yeah.
So us, I don't think we've ever come together for any political change yet.
Again, you said you're waiting for your next MLK. A lot of the people in MLK's marches, the Caucasians, the blacks, and the all the different groups were young.
Yeah.
They were college age.
They were. That's what I've noticed.
That's what made the difference.
Exactly.
And so to look at your generation and not feel as though you have your thing yet.
Or we have the power to do so.
Bingo. Because the two things go together.
Yeah.
You got to have a cause.
Yes.
And then you have to realize you're empowered to change it.
Yes. But I feel like
things.
the problem about that is the disconnect because we're all disconnected.
And this is what goes back to something she said earlier, where she thinks that with social media, it's intentional at just keeping your attention so
Away from the things that are actually plaguing us. Like it's
There's so
distracting us
much.
from the important stuff.
But but that's also the same thing polarizing you.
Yeah.
So how can the thing that's polarizing you?
Because we're polarized through different media. Specifically,
It's the algorithm.
It's the algorithm. But then think about it. I remember the last election. A lot of my generation, unfortunately, watches podcasts. Broskies. No offense to y'all. Y'all are fine.
go for it.
But
Yeah, the manosphere.
Yeah, the manosphere.
Uh-huh.
And that's dragging away one demographic of people, right? And for girls, we have, like you said earlier, well, a few couple of days ago, the little trad wife trend dragging us one way. So you have two demographic types of people within my generation being dragged on either side, while you have very few left of us who are like, hey, this is going on, guys. Why don't we rally together to do this? And they're like, oh,
I'm so busy over here. Trad wife.
Not exactly only trad wife, but our attentions are other different places. Like we see a reel, like, oh my gosh, Trump is lifting bans off of like the EPA, so now more
Go down
food
that
and
rabbit
water.
hole.
Yeah. They don't really go down the rabbit hole. They're like, oh no, swipe. Oh look, Megan Thee Stallion got dumbed by her ban. Oh my gosh, and that's the huge allegedly. And that's the okay, wait. I love her. Wait a minute. But anyway, but yeah, now we're talking about that. Oh shoot. Now we have to, I don't know if y'all saw people like going crazy about that. But our attention just gets shifted towards something else. So our minds aren't focusing on the thing that's actually important.
Focus is what I'm hearing is the biggest thing, James, because we get to see all of this stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Granted, if our algorithm is different, and typically it is, we don't see all of it, but it's accessible to us all. One thing that I do, and I'm sure James does it too, it's like you have to learn to limit. You got to manage your capacity. In a day. Right? What am I going to focus on? What do I have capacity for? Everything else has to just put to the side. And at the end of the day, I don't fear that I've missed out on anything. I'm just focused on the things that's my priorities, man. Keep it going.
And listen, our generation has been busy and working because we wanted independence for a long time. We got jobs as soon as we could. The law would allow us to work. We got driver's licenses as soon as we could.
Oh yeah.
We left the house to go to college. We left the house to go to college as soon as we could. Even if we didn't have a clear plan about what we wanted to be, you were out of the house.
I feel like it was more possible for you to do.
No.
I don't know, man.
What do you mean possible?
Like,
is it possible for you to get a driver's license when you want?
I mean, it is.
Is it possible for you to choose to go to college away? You did.
I mean, yeah, but not everybody has that luxury, though.
No. Everybody has the ability to figure something out.
That is true.
You saying that it was easier back then would connote that we had more money to do it. That's not the case.
Not true.
That's not the case.
Yeah.
We just had a desire that was greater than the need for money.
Okay.
We would go out and make the money. We would go out and get two jobs to help our parents augment whatever they could put up. Because what we weren't going to do was sit at home.
I mean,
and then when we finished college or wherever, how far we got, we weren't going back home.
We don't want to go back home either.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
So how do we make it work if we can't even get one single job? We can't get a McDonald's job.
No. So what?
How do we we don't know how to shift after that, because we're like, okay, we need a job. We can't get jobs. So how do we shift away from, okay, we can't get these traditional jobs. What else do you want us to do?
Okay. Now you're getting to it.
Yeah.
Figure it out as a generation.
He didn't say alone.
You didn't say alone. I know. I
said a generation.
Yeah.
Figure it out. If you believe that the biggest barrier to your ability to move forward is your present circumstances, my challenge to you is change them.
I want to say how, but I guess we have to figure it out. I can't say how. Right? I know. I want to say how, but I know we're not supposed to, because that's something we have to figure out together as a group.
And you have access to so much information.
You have access to everything ever known by humankind.
You're right.
In the palm of your hand.
I know we do want to be told what to do. That's the problem. Yeah, I know. We do have a lot of access. You're right. And with all that access, we have not learned to utilize it as much as we should.
Turn it into action.
Yeah.
Not only do you have a lot of access, you're alive and coming of age at a time when problems are fresh. Like you're walking into a new evolution and revolution in multiple parts of your life. Our country, the job world, technology, world history.
Yeah.
Dynamics are changing. And for you to feel like powerless.
Yeah.
At a time when there's so many more things that you could organize to change. It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. In the 90s, things were bouncing around. You had different political parties winning almost every election, like every other year.
Yeah.
You had, yes, all that stuff is still in the background, but you saw some progress, you saw some momentum, you saw and felt some things kind of happening.
Yeah.
And then now, like,
Yeah, it's kind of just. I don't want to say crickets.
I mean,
but
we have a caricature of a country right now. It doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on. I mean, you just look at what's happening. It's like, wow, this almost feels like a reality show, like a cartoon. And so but your generation has the ability to take that and say, we're going to turn it back into something that could benefit everybody.
When you lay down to this, it you are cooked, right?
Yeah.
But you have so much power, and it's like, come on, guys.
So that's where I wanted to kind of wrap this is this idea that cooked is a personal reflection, not a reflection
of like possibility that's out there. And since we really dwell on the fact that we're cooked, we're limiting our potential into actually solving the problem.
Like,
you've given
shut
up.
it all down.
Yeah. We've given up before we even had a fighting chance.
And you're handing the baton back to people who don't have your best interests at heart and don't understand you.
The 80-year-olds who influence the young folks who just
right. You're giving power to people because your generation isn't yet ready to take the baton. So you got to leave it in the hands of the people who've had it.
Who've been running the playbook.
And they don't know another playbook.
That's it.
Yeah.
And so what happens is you start to decline.
Oh, that's tough.
That was tough.
We need youth injected into our social consciousness now.
Yeah.
We need people who have the most years left to be the ones who feel the burden of creating a new momentum. That's what we need.
Yeah, I agree, James. Yeah. If they do that and they mobilize people like us, and even 10 years older than us or so, we're like, shoot, we got somebody.
Correct.
We'll come behind you.
We have our next Martin Luther King.
Right. We might have the resources, the finances to help support.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
100%.
But we got to see you like bubbling to the top.
And again, Martin Luther was held up by people younger than him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're the person who's able, like President Obama did. He was able to walk out there as a man in his early 40s.
Yeah.
And motivate your age.
Yeah.
Because they saw him as something different, youthful, energetic, and all these things. And he was able to create a narrative. He was able to bring people into the political system.
Yeah.
He was able to manipulate. A lot of these folks got jobs in the administration, first or second administration, and they built careers off of getting behind this passion and now moving it forward. Many of those people are still active today. So, but if there's not that person, if you're not willing to be inspired, if you're not looking for somebody to align yourself with, you brought Mr. Frost up several times.
Yeah.
He's a person, he's going through adversity right now, realizing that
Jasmine Crockett as well.
the system is biting back.
Yeah.
Right. Sheriff Demings, the same thing. They eliminated her district, right? Because she had a presence, and again, this is happening. This whole gerrymandering conversation is happening all over the country.
Yeah.
Again, none of it is new.
Nope, it's happened before. And
That is the old playbook. And it's the reason why it's the old playbook is because you're not ready yet to take the baton. There's no new playbook.
So it's kind of like we have to make our own in a way.
You have to learn from history.
Yeah.
Decide what you want, and then pull the levers necessary to get you there.
Dang, that was deep.
Take it and run with it, though. Don't. Man, that was deep. Swipe.
Yeah, that was the clip. That was the clip. That was the clip.
All right, cool. Next.
Yeah.
That was the clip. I mean, but that's how. So Gerren and I've said this. My hope is that we can reignite the collective, our age group, could reignite your generation to be the momentum that pushes forward.
Yeah.
Because without that, it's going to be really tough to change what's the momentum of what's going on now.
Yeah.
And it's not that we're powerless, but we need you.
Yeah.
We need you to help push, and you will need our younger kids, your cousins, to push you.
Yeah.
Because they see you as a directional. You may not be going exactly where you want to go because there's generational nuances there.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's heading in a direction, the fact that you feel like you could learn. I felt like I learned a lot from President Obama.
Yeah.
I was coming up at when he became president. I was just
you were
starting
your
career. I had been promoted. I had gotten promoted, and I was walking into a very different situation. I think I had just become a director or something like that, and
I just
so
started my business 2 years.
right, and so I'm like, okay, like I got some wind at my. I feel like I can be a part of something here, and people would see me differently. People would think of me differently.
And you experienced your suppression as well.
Oh yeah, before that, absolutely. And I distinctly remember the day the day after he won the election.
Yeah.
And I distinctly remember going to work. And I remember, you want me to tell you the honest truth of what was happening behind the scenes?
Yeah.
After he won, my mother called me. Black parents and people of color were calling people and saying, act humble today.
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting chills. So true.
Act humble today. This is not a day for celebrating. It's not a day to rub it in anybody's face. It's not a day to do anything but be humble and quietly grateful that you got a chance to witness this day.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is what was going on, Catherine.
oh,
I'm not lying.
yo, I
Legitimately. And I remember getting on elevators at work
man,
and having to just stand there.
like,
man.
I couldn't smile because if smile was it, oh, he's only happy because of what
of
happened
that.
last night.
Yeah. Dang.
Yo,
In my lifetime, Catherine.
James.
Crazy.
That was.
Do you remember that, Sprott?
I do, and it's bittersweet.
Mercy.
Bittersweet because that is the level of class that we have when something monumental like this takes place, where our parents, who, just like James was saying earlier, experienced slavery, or their parents experienced slavery, so we understood what it takes, like how we should how we should behave, right?
Yeah.
When to save face. So there's bittersweet, James.
100%.
Because man,
100. Look at the pictures of the people walking and marching with Dr. King. You will notice something about those pictures. Everybody was dressed up,
full out suit,
Yeah.
tied up, everything.
Yeah.
looking like they were going somewhere important because they were. It was about how they would show up in history,
Yeah.
not about the moment. When you can tear down something that looks and is putting its best foot forward,
Yeah.
and you have no other reason to tear it down other than whatever it is you're trying to do, it creates this gap. It creates a tension in that moment. That's hard. You got to be on one side or the other.
Yeah.
And so when we grew up, Catherine, and you know this, when you leave the house, son, be careful.
Yeah.
Mind yourself.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself in trouble. Be careful of the police. I mean, it didn't matter what class of house you were. We were middle class.
Yeah.
It didn't matter.
No rules.
Message was the same.
Yeah.
And so that played out when President Obama won. My mother, and same conversation was happening in our community.
Listen,
We are all happy.
Yeah.
We are all grateful. But man, we got to hold it together in humility.
Wow.
for the record, I hated it.
I would not like it too. I'm not saying y'all better than me. I've been like,
No, but that is, as you will learn, when you try to change the course of history, humility is one of the hallmarks you cannot overlook. History is littered with arrogance.
Yeah.
And there's a guaranteed way that ends. Humility survives. Community survives. Our history and who we are as a people, whether it's African Americans in the slave trade, whether you go over to Asia and talk about all the challenges they've had, whether you look around the world, India, Africa, the survival of these groups is about their community. It's about their humility and willingness to work, no matter how much or little they have.
yeah.
Their willingness to figure it out as a
Collective.
community.
Yeah.
I heard something. The richest man in Africa, Mr. Dangote, has finally finished one of the largest oil and chemical refineries in the world. If you want an interesting read, go study him and how he got there.
Okay.
The reason why this is interesting is because Africa, as you know, is one of the most mineral
Yeah.
rich places on the planet. And a lot of history about what's happened to those minerals, okay?
Yeah.
But he was committed to building something in Africa for Africans. Why is Africa importing things that we have here?
Yeah.
It's because they didn't have the infrastructure to do it for themselves. He challenged himself to go build the infrastructure.
Yeah.
He did it against all odds, to the point where people were saying the oil in Africa is dirty oil. Don't buy it from them. The other day, when the whole Russian war started,
Yeah.
war with Ukraine, one of the biggest exports from Russia is fertilizer. Okay?
Yeah.
They could not provide fertilizer to meet the world demand. Do you know who had fertilizer to provide? Mr. Dangote. An opportunity to step onto the world stage. So right now,
Yeah.
his refinery is coming online.
Awesome.
This week, I heard this week, I'm sure it's been said before, he's going to put it up for an IPO.
Really?
5%, up to 5 or 10% of the company,
Yeah.
he's putting on the stock market for Africans only.
Oh, I
Phenomenal.
love that.
Nigerian stock market, South American stock market, Kenyan stock market. And there are a few others that he's putting it on their exchanges.
So kind of like investing back into his.
It's going to make money.
Yeah, no, it's definitely will. Definitely.
But what it will do for the value of those markets
Yeah.
and the value of the African wealth, he's making a conscious choice to do that.
Nice. That's crazy. Wow. I definitely gotta look at, do
Okay.
some research into him.
I'm not saying he's perfect. No one is.
No, it's perfect.
I'm saying it's about intention.
Yeah.
Martin wasn't perfect either.
No.
But his intentions.
Yeah.
It's about intentions. So when you as a community realize that you have an opportunity to do something different,
Yeah.
you just have to choose to make the step
Decide. I like the word decide.
Decide.
and go. And go. I'm sure his story was he wasn't born into wealth. He wasn't born with a silver spoon. He wasn't able to take a loan out from his father.
Yeah.
It's the story of so many of the people that we see in our country,
Yeah.
right? Even Mr. Musk, his father's South African.
Yeah.
Gave money, right? So you have an opportunity.
Yeah.
Don't make the excuse about you have more resources in the palm of your hand than we did
Yeah.
at your age.
Just and hasn't been tapped into its full potential. Like
When we
Very
graduated college, there was no Wi-Fi.
in 04?
When do you think Wi-Fi became a thing?
Man, I thought it was earlier. My bad.
High-speed internet wasn't even in our dorms. We were still downloading Napster songs.
It was wired.
We would 3 songs before we went to bed and pray
And nobody called.
that when we woke up, they were downloaded.
Wow. I remember I asked my mom, "Hey, why didn't you just look it up when you were younger?"
Yeah, nah.
No.
Okay. So it's the power that you have that's untapped.
Yeah.
This notion of cooked.
It's holding us back. It's setting or we're not able to reach, or I don't want to say our full potential, but at least the start to pioneer, to make, I don't want to say make change, but I'm trying to I don't want to summarize, but we're kind of just get the big picture. I don't want to say we're wasting the resource that we have on, things that don't matter. Like, instead of having this doomsday mindset, we could just work together as a collective and be like, hey, I think that's the problem, coming together as a collective. To be like, hey, we don't like this, so let's make change together, in a way.
The irony is you have more reach in the palm of your hand than at any point in human history. Anyone can pick up a phone,
Yeah,
go live on any social media app,
that is true, yeah.
and talk to the world.
Millions.
Yeah.
Bring it on, James.
So this is my niece,
Yeah.
Catherine. This conversation today was an extension of a conversation we had, as we said, to start. And the the notion that we want to try to re-engage and connect with the generations that is coming up behind us is one I know Gerren and I are very passionate about. It's not about politics. It's not about history, not about background, not about anything else. It's about recognizing that no matter where you are, you have the ability and energy to change something.
Yeah.
And you can change it individually. You can change it as a collective. You can be the catalyst that creates momentum. There's so many catalysts right now laying around. It's what's going to be the thing that takes it to the finish line. What's going to be the thing that creates the momentum that will change the world? And I'm passionate about it because I want my nieces and I want my nephew, as they go out into the world, when they face the challenges that they will inevitably face, to not look at those challenges and say, I'm cooked. I want them to feel motivated to change it, because guess what? I have kids watching them, and that will watch them and listen to them more than they will listen to me as their parent. And so if we can create this chain of events where this generation that's in college and coming out and maybe just now entering the workforce, to recognize that what's happening in this country and in this world right now doesn't have to be what they accept, and to turn from a generation of acceptance into a generation of activity, of change. It's possible. And I believe it's possible. So that is the purpose of this conversation today. Catherine will be with us all summer and probably beyond, working behind the scenes to improve our social media content, consistency of our videos, trying to bring some life. Because listen, Gerren, I'm not throwing it on you. See, sun's out, guns out. He's into it. I am not as into it, and I acknowledge that. And so, bringing in some youth to help this channel connect with a broader audience is key. Even today's conversation was an attempt to broaden our audience, to connect more with people at different levels. This isn't about being polarizing one way or another, because if you're Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, it doesn't matter. Indian, it doesn't matter. There are things that exist in your world that you can change. And if you work together, that power goes up exponentially. Anything to close out, Catherine, that's on your mind? Anything for your fellow generation?
Peers.
Like you said, y'all, we can. I feel more empowered coming out of this conversation than coming in, because I was thinking about it in my head. I'm like, man, you're kind of right. I do have the doomsday mindset. Like, no matter what we do, everything is gonna, be the same. At one, we can try and struggle all we want, but nothing will change. But after talking with both of y'all and really trying to break out of that mindset, because that's now what I'm taking from this, is going to kind of break out of that mindset. So us as a generation, we need to stop, thinking that it's all over, we're just done. We need to come together and actually spark change, and just like you said, the little things that we can do in our daily lives, whether it be local, in our small inner circle, our school, at home, our communities, etc. We don't have to start big and then come down. Just start with the people around us.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Listen, this is what we do here on Beyond the Comfort Zone. We bring interesting conversations to you. We had a guest today, our intern for the summer, Catherine, that will be working with us. We are grateful for you. We are grateful for your time and attention here. Please comment, like, subscribe, all the things. Share, please share.
Yes, please. Follow the IG.
Follow the IG. Well, all of that will now be updated for the current. But no, we are grateful for you. Please have these conversations in your homes. Have them in your churches. Have them in your community centers. It is critically important that we let this generation know they too can change the world. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again soon.
Yep.